Hello students, how are you? I hope you all are fit and fine. So dear students, today in this video, in this series of revision, I have decided to revise all the poems in one video. Yes dear students, today in this video, we are going to revise all the poems in one video. Okay? Poem 1, Photograph, written by Shirley Tolson. Poem 2, The Laburnum Top, written by Ted Hughes. Poem 3, The Voice of the Rain, written by Walt Whitman. And Poem 4, Childhood, written by Marcus Nathan. Okay, so in this video, we are going to revise all these poems, which are also beneficial for your half yearly examination, which will be conducted very soon after your UT 1. Okay dear students, so without any further delay, let us begin the revision of all these poems in one video. Okay, let us begin. Let us begin with poem 1, A Photograph by Shirley Tolson. The poem presents a contrast between the permanence of the nature and the transitory, that is, ever changing nature of the lives of human beings. Human life is not permanent. We undergo stark changes from birth till old age, till we finally meet the end. On the other hand, elements of nature like the sea tend to remain in the same state. Main points of the poem. The poet recollects how her mother laughed at the old photograph of her. The mother, in this poem, the mother recollects how, in this poem, dear students, the poet recollects how her mother laughed at the old photograph of her sea holiday. She also felt disappointed at the same time at the loss of her childhood joys. The sea holiday was mother's past, while the mother's smile in the poet's past now. At different points of time, both of them tried to reconcile with their respective losses with great difficulty. For the poet, the death of her mother brings great sadness and an acute sense of loss. The painful silence of the situation leaves her with no words to express her grief. Thus, the silence silences her. So, we have just discussed, revised poem 1, A Photograph, written by Shirley Tolson. We have gone through the theme, we have gone through the main points of the poem. Already, line by line explanation of the poem has been done, I think 2-3 times. I think 3 times. Yes, I have made video on this poem 3 times, so you can watch those videos for line by line explanation. Now let us discuss poetic devices used in this poem. First poetic device is allusion. The cardboard's lack of durability hints the lack of permanence of human life, that is illusion. Here the cardboard's lack of durability hints at the lack of permanence of human life. So this is illusion. Next poetic device is transferred epithet. Terribly transient feat. Human life itself is temporary, not the feat. Alliteration. Terribly transient feat. Repetition of sound T. Repetition of sound T. And its silences. Repetition of sound S. Oxymoron. Labored ease of loss. The coming together of two opposite ideas to describe the same concept. So labored ease of loss here, oxymoron. Personification. Silence surrounds us. The situation has been given a human quality. So this is personification. Okay. So this is all about this poem. Now let us discuss poem 2. Extracts you have already practiced. If not, you can practice now. In this PDF file you will find solved questions as well as questions for practice. Then short answer type questions for practice. Now let us discuss poem 2, The Laburnum Top by Ted Hughes. Theme of the poem. The poem presents a vivid description of the laburnum tree, which comes alive as the mother bird goldfinch arrives to feed its young ones. Mother is like a pivot that feeds and supports the machinery of the family. So we are discussing, dear students, poem 2, Laburnum Top by Ted Hughes. Poem 2, The Laburnum Top by Ted Hughes. You must keep remembering the name of the poem and the name of the poet. Main points. The poet has drawn a beautiful picture of an autumn afternoon. The laburnum tree is silent and still. Its leaves have turned yellow and some seeds have fallen. The whole tree comes to life with the arrival of the goldfinch. The poet has compared the alert, abrupt, and sleek movement of the goldfinch with a lizard. After feeding her young ones, the goldfinch flies away towards the infinite sky. The laburnum tree becomes quiet and silent once again. The poet has compared the laburnum tree with a machine which starts up at the arrival of its engine, that is, goldfinch. Poetic devices used in this poem: simile, sleek as a lizard, that is, goldfinch has been compared with a lizard. Second is alliteration, September, sunlight, and alert and abrupt, tree trembles, whistle, chirrup, whisperings. Next is metaphor. A machine starts up, that is, family of goldfinch has been referred to as a machine. It is the engine of her family. So the goldfinch is the engine here. He bared face masks. He bared face identity mask. So the show of the bird's face is compared to an identity mask. Next is personification. The whole tree trembles and thrills. Now these are the extracts for your practice. So solved questions have been given. Then you will find questions for practice. You must go through them. Okay, dear students, you must go through them. Now, Poem 3, The Voice of the Rain, written by Walt Whitman. Let us go through theme of the poem. The poem is written in the form of a conversation between the poet and the rain. It describes the importance of rain, which gives life to the earth and nature's all living beings. Main points. The poet asks the rain, "And who art thou?" And strangely, the rain replies, calling itself the poem of earth. The rain says that it is born from the earth, but it cannot be seen since it is in the form of vapors. It rises into the sky to form clouds and then falls back to the earth in the form of drops. It removes draughts and washes away even the tiniest particles. It falls on dry seeds which appear lifeless and helps them sprout into saplings. It gives life to its own origin, that is earth. It purifies and beautifies the earth. Like song coming out from the heart, it spreads joy all around and seeps back into the earth. Poetic devices used in this poem. Personification. Said the voice of the rain. Rain speaks throughout the poem. Antithesis. Altogether changed and yet the same. Two opposite ideas have been pulled together to describe the continuous cycle of rain. Metaphor. I am the poem of the earth. Now let us go through the solved extracts. I hope you already have practiced, because a lot of discussion regarding the poems already has been done. Okay, so these are the solved questions. Those who haven't done as of now, they should do it. Now, let us discuss Poem 4, Childhood, written by Marcus Nathan. Theme. This is a poem written in nostalgia, deep longing about the loss of innocence of childhood days. The poet is in a quest to explore the main points where he ceased being a child. He goes back into the alleys of memory and exposes the hypocrisy of the adults. Now let us go through the main points of the poem. The poet feels sad at the fact that he has lost the innocence of childhood. So he wonders when he stopped being a child. He realized that the concept of hell and heaven had no place in geography. He has come to look at the world with a rational point of view. He wonders that perhaps he lost his childhood when he gained rationality. The poet further tries to recall the time when he realized that the adults are hypocrites. They teach their children to be loving and caring while they are argumentative and violent themselves. The poet realized that he is an individual with a unique personality. He could form his own opinions and take his own decisions. He tries to recall the time when he learned to shape his own thoughts without getting influenced by others. Perhaps this was the time when he lost his childhood. In the last stanza, the question changes from when to where did my childhood go? He realizes that childhood is actually hidden in the face of an infant, a time where it is impossible for him to go back. Now, poetic devices. Refrain. When did my childhood go? Was that the day? The refrain of any poem is the line that are repeated after regular intervals to highlight the central idea. Repetition. So they talked of love and preached of love when a word is repeated with the same intending meaning. Now you will find extracts. For salt extracts are there. Then you will also find questions for practice, which, dear students, you must practice. Then short answer questions for practice. Poem 5, Father to Son, has been deleted this year from your syllabus, so we need not go through it. So dear students, we are discussing all poems again and again so that you can easily answer the questions from the poems, and each and every line should be clear with you. Okay. So once again, let us discuss the poem stanza wise now. Okay, let us go through the stanzas given here, so that you will come to know that which stanza has been taken from which poem. That is also very important to identify the stanzas. First we are going to discuss poem 1, a photograph, written by Shirley Tolson. Again I am repeating the name of the title of the poem and the name of the poet, so that you people can remember it very well. Okay. So poem 1, a photograph, by Shirley Tolson. Poem 1, a photograph, by Shirley Tolson. Now let us go through the stanzas. The cardboard shows me how it was. The cardboard shows me how it was when the two girl cousins went paddling, each of one them holding my mother's hand. And she, the big girl, some 12 years or so, all three stood still to smile through their hair at the uncle with the camera. A sweet face, my mother's, that was before I was born, and the sea, which appears to have changed, less washed their terribly transient feet. So dear students, we have just discussed the stanzas from the poem. Yes, poem 1, photograph, written by Shirley Tolson. We have just discussed the extracts, the stanzas of poem 1, photograph, written by Shirley Tolson. Now let us discuss the same in poem 2. The laburnum top is silent, quite still, in the afternoon yellow September sunlight. A few leaves yellowing, all its seeds fallen. Only one stanza for practice has been given here. Let us go through let us go through a PowerPoint presentation in which you will see uh, all the stanzas. Okay, so let me open it. So now dear student, let me read all the poems from your textbook. Look at your book. The laburnum top is silent, quite still, in the afternoon yellow September sunlight. A few leaves yellowing, all its seeds fallen. Till the goldfinch comes with the twitching chirrup, the suddenness of startlement at the branch end. Then, sleek as a lizard and alert and abrupt, some enters the thickness and a machine starts up. Of chitterings and a tremor of wings and trillings, the whole tree trembles and thrills. It is the engine of her family. She strokes it full, then flirts out a branch and, showing her bared mask, identity mask, showing her bared face, identity mask. Then with eerie, delicate whistle, chirrup whisperings, She launches away towards the infinite and laburnum subsides to empty. Now next poem, that is Voice of the Rain, on page number 41 in your Hornbill book. Voice of the Rain, written by Walt Whitman. And who art thou? Said I to the soft falling shore, which strains to tell gave me an answer, and here translated. I am the poem of earth, said the voice of the rain. Eternal, I rise impalpable out of the land and the bottomless sea. Upwards to heaven, whence vaguely formed, altogether changed and yet the same. I descended to lave the draughts, atomies, dust layers of the globe, and all that in them without me were seeds only, latent, unborn. And forever, day by day, and forever by day and night, I give back life to my own origin, and make pure and beautify it. For song issuing from its birthplace, after fulfillment, wandering, ragged, unragged, duly with love returns. So now let us go through all the stanzas of next poem, which is Childhood, written by Marcus Nathan. Which is at page number 58. Page number 58, Childhood, written by Marcus Nathan. When did my childhood go? Was it the day I ceased to be 11? Was it the time I realized that hell and heaven could not be found in geography, and therefore could not be? Was that the day? When did my childhood go? Was it the time I realized that adults were not all they seemed to be? They talked of love and preached of love, but did not act so lovingly. Was that the day? When did my childhood go? Was it when I found my mind was really mine? To use whichever way I choose, producing thoughts that were not those of other people but my own, and mine alone. Was that the day? Where did my childhood go? It went to some forgotten place that's hidden in an infant's face. That's all I know. So thus, dear students, first we have discussed theme of all the poems, main points of all the poems, and also I have read out all the poems which are in your syllabus this year. Poem 1, Photograph, written by Shirley Towson. Poem 2, The Laburnum Top, written by Ted Hughes. Poem 3, The Voice of the Rain, written by Walt Whitman. Poem 4, Childhood, written by Marcus Nathan. So dear students, a lot of questions are given for practice in the supporting material which I have shared with you. So please practice seriously and don't copy your answers from internet, and most of you do. If you will do so, you won't be able to write the answers in examination. So don't take the advantage of sitting home. It's not an advantage, it's just fooling yourself. So don't fool yourself. Okay, dear students, so I hope you will go through all these 4 poems once again, line by line explanation through PPT. So has been done already. So we have discussed these all 4 poems more than 2 times. It is the third time when I decided to describe all 4 poems, discuss all 4 poems in one video, so that you all will be able to remember at least the main point, the name of the poem and the name of the poet. Okay, dear students, so thank you for watching this video. See you tomorrow in the next video with a new chapter.